Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Painting at Home. I am Jean Moss. I've got my coffee, I'm ready to go. I'm going to take a quick sip because it's hot and it's fresh and that's my favorite kind of coffee. Delicious. How are you all today? It is so wonderful to see you. Today is a very exciting day on Painting at Home. I had a friend who approached me and said, Jean, do you realize your last name, Moss, is in fact a plant? And I laughed and I laughed and I said, no, I didn't know that. So today I had an idea because I was looking up at this sky here last night in my studio and I thought about what it might be like to be able to see the moon and some stars, which I don't see very often because of all the smog. But I bet if you cleared it away, you could see a night sky. So I thought, what a fantastic idea for our painting today. It is going to be a mossy field underneath the moonlight. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm very excited today. I've got big old Jimmy here, ready to go. And I've got fresh palettes of paint here, so I'm just going to get big old Jimmy nice and wet. And here's what we're going to do. I'm choosing my bigger brush because of the vastness of our sky. So I'm going to choose a little bit of blue and a little bit of white. Now, one thing about the night sky that I just love is it is very much cooler colors, which is to say blues and greens and purples, things that make you feel a little chilly. So I'm going to start off by kind of picking out, maybe where my moon might be. I'm thinking right over here. It's a blue moon indeed. I'm just going to kind of give that the first shape. So we're just going to leave that. Let's say that's where our moon is. And now I'm going to go ahead and draw the sky. A little bit of black, a little bit of white, and we're going to create just sort of a gray, kind of bluish. We're going to play with colors today all over the board and just kind of see what comes out. Here we go. That's what I like to do. It's just kind of chew an idea and then see what comes out the other end. Now, I've been really going into these paintings of late, just with very little idea, which I kind of enjoy, because they turn out to be some of my favorite paintings that I then go ahead and hang in my ferret's room, because they love to look at paintings, and why wouldn't they? I was feeling a little bit just in a blue period this morning. I love subjects like times of day. You just never know what time of day you're dealing with. But at night, you know exactly what time of day. Sometimes we draw paintings and it could be, in the morning, in the afternoon, mid-morning, mid-afternoon, who knows. But today, we are focusing specifically on the night, nightfall. Now, we have done a night sky before, focusing on the stars. Today, we're going to focus indeed on the moon. And I have never seen the moon from my studio. I saw it all the time when I was a little bit younger. Just driving around a cornfield, you look up sometimes and you see the moon. But hard to find in my studio. That's okay. I have Google Images, and so it was very helpful to see. And from what I've read, people have in fact been on the moon. I always thought that was fake. So we're going to jump on down, give this a moment just to kind of dry. And I'm going to pick up here little old Gus, and we're going to start on that little mossy field. Now, I just had no idea that Moss was not just a last name. So I have no idea what I'm dealing with here, but we're going to make it up. So I am going to start over here with this little kind of iridescence that I just love. And you know what? I might even pick out a little bit of purple. And we're just going to play a little bit. So, I don't know. Let's just draw some lines. Sure. Just a couple of lines. I imagine moss to be, from what I researched, it does have little green, almost little bits on it. But, I just kind of want to play. So we're just going to draw a couple little things. And then we'll fill in. So it's so simple. Sometimes when you just kind of imagine little things, anything comes to mind. I'm loving this just very rich purple. It's a very rich color. I don't often paint with a ton of purple, but you know what? Why not today? Why not? Sure. And let's finish up here. Just get a couple more of these little sort of swirly-doos, I'm gonna call them, a couple little swirly-doos. There we go. And I'm gonna let that sort of sit for a moment, and then what I'm going to do, let's jump over. I have the most wonderful paints. Now, I have all of these very bright colors, so we're going to play with a couple of things today. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take some of this very rich green. So let's grab that rich green. And I'm going to just kind of start to draw little things. From what I've read, moss sticks to everything. Now that's something I can relate to. I get so sticky because I have a very real addiction to cotton candy. It's not really an addiction, but it might as well be. Might as well be. I can eat pounds and pounds of cotton candy on any given day. Any given day. Now, it does require a cotton candy machine, but the other option you have when eating cotton candy is to just take a cup of sugar, maybe some food coloring, a little marshmallow. Mix that all together. It makes wonderful cotton candy. I would recommend it. Just a little wrist action. Sometimes you go in, like I say, with painting, you don't know what's going to come out of it, but you just swallow your ideas and just let them percolate, and arrive out the other side. And sometimes you get something absolutely wonderful, and sometimes you get something absolutely revolting, but it doesn't matter because it's always yours, and that's what I love about painting. It's no one else's. No one else can do the painting that you do. I don't even know what people do in mossy fields. I'm certainly giving my little Gus here a strong workout. He's going to be tired and need of perhaps a paintbrush massage. I don't massage my brushes, just occasionally. It's a weekend activity, I find. So here's what I'd like to do. I'm going to jump on over. I've got these other paints here, and I've got just a magnificent amount of white, and it is a little bit different viscosity, another wonderful word that I like to use here in my studio. It just means a little bit thicker. Anything can be thick. So we're going to just draw a little bit of moon with this white, thicken it up a bit, and I've got quite a bit of paint on my brush. And I'm just going to kind of circle it in here. Look at that. And I'm getting little Gus a little bit wetter. Oh, Gus likes to play in the water for sure. I'm just going to go right around. And this is a wonderful opportunity to just look away and let your arm do the work. And now I might even draw down a little bit with my white. And I might just draw a little implication of just moonshine. Oh, I love moonshine. The shining of the moon. There we go, just on that mossy field. Jump on down here. I have the most wonderful golden color. So I'm going to wet up my brush a little bit, get that nice and wet. And then I'm also just going to draw, oh, look at that, just a little bit indications of yellow. Look at that. That's beautiful. Wonderful. And now you can really see the shining of the moon. I might even add a little bit of darkness to that. Oh wow, that's just something that happened. Look at that. We're just kind of coloring it in, and I'm just going to keep going around. And again, I'm keeping with that circular, and I'm really just going to take that tight circle right into the center. Just tighten it up right in the middle there. Yes. And there's our little tight little moon. Look at that. Tightened up. Oh, I just love that. Oh, there's our moon indeed. That is fantastic. But if you get enough water, you can almost just kind of throw the paint. And that's what we're doing here. We're just throwing it. It's really great if you have any extra aggression that you need to get out. Just throw it, and it just feels so good. It's a very moving gesture. It's something I've never done before. It is using this short edge of the brush, but we're going to use it in that vertical stroke. We love vertical strokes. So let's go on to that, and I'm going to get a little bit of black and then a little bit of that purple. And then I'm also going to grab just a little bit of that green, but I've done it on different edges of the brush, if you can see that. We're just going to start to draw up. This is another great opportunity just to kind of look away for a moment, get a little perspective outside of your painting. So I'm just going to look away and bless it up. I recommend you go out and find a Jimmy of your own if you can. Here we go. You do. You build such a relationship with your brushes. It becomes a very sort of intimate and personal relationship. And I just love that about my brushes. So now what we're going to do, of course, is we have to draw a tree in the night sky. So I'm going to grab my little brush here just to finish off. We're almost done. We've got our moon, if you can see it. We've got our mossy field. And I'm going to take a deep purple and a little bit of this black. And we're just going to draw a big old tree. Oh, I think right over here. There's a tree. Let's give that tree a little bit of girth, a little bit of life. Now the reason it's purple is because in the night sky, everything looks a little bit purple, a little bit blue. It's very hard to see in the nighttime. This is a very curvaceous tree. Not all trees are perfectly straight. Sometimes they lean in different ways. That doesn't mean they're ineffectual trees. That just means that that is their own shape. Now again, this is a little bit skinnier tree today, and that is just exactly right for this painting because all trees are made just beautifully. Here we go. Let's get that guy up there. And now I'm going to grab big old Jimmy. He's had a chance to dry off a little bit. And how about we take a little bit of this dark blue, maybe a little bit of green, and then some black. There we go. I'm going to just grab a little bit of that black, a little bit of that blue, and a little bit of that green. We're just going to draw up into the night. Look at that. Almost looks like a gentleman, this tree. It's maybe a little bit of an afro for hair, which is what I'm loving about that. Giving a hand out or something, I don't know. Whatever you want it to be. Just a little bit of green and leaf. Maybe a little bit of green right here. Look at that. Let's give him a little bit of lines. And maybe there's a little bit of moss growing up him. You can almost see that. A little bit of moss. That's wonderful. And if you can imagine, then the moon and the tree are sort of connecting with one another. I just love that. In different subjects, you just kind of interact in your paintings. It's completely up to you. I'm just drawing a little bit of shading. That's beautiful. Just sort of imagining what this night might be like. I don't know. Different ideas, different things. You play around. And now I think for the final little touch, I always love to include a little bit of wildlife. So maybe we find a couple of little birds. Maybe one right here. So easy to draw birds flying. Maybe there's a group of them. Who knows? Maybe one over here, close to the moon. Maybe one more, like in the background somewhere. There we go. Look at how just wonderfully that all came together. So we've got our wonderful tree, wonderful moon, and then this just wonderful mossy field. So I think we should jump right in and have a quick look at our night, our evening perhaps. Look at that. Just a nice curvaceous tree. You can see the moon shone down or shining down on the field. And then of course we have our birds in the background. We don't know what time it is, but you can imagine. Wonderful. I love to imagine how the dotting turned out. The stars just came very much alive, and we didn't even need any glitter, which is so exciting. If you draw a painting and you don't need glitter, that is a successful painting. I've got to tell you, this has been so much fun, and it really did capture the mood that I was trying to capture. All of those nice cool colors, all of that moodiness is just right here on the page, and that can happen any day. It just depends on the day, it depends on your mood, and I invite you to explore how you are feeling today, and then pick colors that represent that, or a subject, I don't know. Up to you, and you just pick and you paint, and that is how we paint at home. Thank you all for joining me. I am Jean Moss. We'll see you back here again.